Good evening, we're from Tigerland. Glenelg Tigers in the grand final. We'll talk more about that later. And yes, I am pumped. I'm John Lawrence. Welcome to Centrebouts. Coming to you live from 722, our major sponsor. As usual, we thank our three sponsors, 722, Bellavita Pizzeria and Spine Care Chiropractic. Sorry, Hayden. Coming up on tonight's show, we'll talk the AFL, 2 games on the weekend, cracking games. We'll have our guest, Zane Williams, under-18 Premiership captain with the West Torrens Eagles. We will talk all things SANFL. Take a look at the AFL Adelaide Footy League Grand Finals, Division 2 to 6, and the Division 1 and C1 prelim finals. You won't get much sense out of me tonight. We'll make some announcements and we'll talk the competitions. So we'll go to our first break from 7:22, and this Tigers supporter will be back soon, live from 7:22. Back shortly.
Looking for a fun night out with friends? Want to enjoy a delicious meal with your family members or loved ones? Head on down to 722 Port Road, Beverley. Join us for happy hour every day. Check out the live sports action on the big screen or try your luck on one of our 40 gaming machines. Then settle in for a casual meal, including pizzas, burgers, pasta, or our famous steaks and schnitties. We've got great specials every day and we're open for lunch. 722 is also the perfect spot for meetings and functions, featuring AV equipment and customised catering. Drop in and see us at 722 Port Road, Beverley, or check us out online.
Fantastic, welcome back to 722, our major sponsor. And again, we thank our three sponsors, 722. I took my mum into Bellavita on Friday night after going to a 50-year reunion at the Westbury Primary School, where she cleaned for 32 years, and I was a model student. No one believes that. Okay, so AFL, Don Park following his sword, gives Adelaide clean air. I really want them to go with an untried coach being a Crow supporter and freshen the place up. Essendon manned up and kept John Worsfold, so congratulations to our Busher. He's a great coach and I think they're on the right path as well. Now to the finals, Friday night. Geelong finally won a final under Chris Scott. Takes all the pressure, well, doesn't take all the pressure off, but takes some of the pressure off. They kicked 4 goals to a point in the last quarter and now face the rampaging Richmond and the prelim ulti Richmond. I think Richmond will go through to the grand final. They're playing really, really good footy and they've just been warming up. Damien Hardwick, you've done a stellar job. Saturday night, this was the best final for some time. I'm not talking this year, I'm talking years. GWS prevailed against Brisbane. They now play Collingwood. I am going to pick GWS. I think momentum's a wonderful thing. Brisbane were absolutely awesome, but I still think GWS can get to their first grand final and will play Richmond into the decider. Toby Green said last week, you don't need to do this, son, you're a good footballer, but you're a thug. Finally, given a 1-game ban. Won't play this week, just desserts. I would have given him 5 or 6. On the other end of the scale, Luke Hodge, you're a champion. Absolute star of AFL, premierships, captain, just marshalled the troops at Brisbane the last couple of years, and all class till the very end. Well done, Luke Hodge. Talking about class, Eddie Otten, class to the end as well. Talk about that later. When we come back, we'll talk SANFL and we'll have our guest in the studio, Zane Williams. Back soon from 722. Welcome back to 722, our major sponsor, and again we thank our three sponsors, 722, Bellavita Pizzeria and Spine Care Chiropractic. First to the tribunal, Billy Frampton, the son of my highest defence, farcical. Unfortunately, that's just a joke. The player got concussed, they filled outside pressures and it was a joke decision. Particularly when they continually say the head is sacrosanct. The head is sacrosanct. Thankfully, Chris Curran was able to play yesterday, played a good game. Okay, so we are from Tigerland, as I said. We are from Tigerland, oh yeah. Minor Premiers in the grand final, in the big dance against Port. Alright, played really, really well. It was fairly comprehensive in the end against Adelaide. but they stood up when it mattered. In the reserves, the Eagles got over Sturt. Again, my mate Anthony Rigolo, so Sturt are in the reserves grand final. Our friend Darcy Evans, who was here a few weeks ago, shout out to you, Darcy, out there doing the banner. Heard a rumour, he's going to dress up as the mascot this week. So Darcy's been the mascot, been holding up the banner for the cheer squad, on the board, doing everything at the Eagles. That's a quality bloke. I know he's a friend of mine, but that's a quality bloke. And I'm now sitting with my friend Zane Williams, under-18 Premiership captain with the Eagles, defeating South yesterday. Highlight for me, South captain Aaron Douglas, his speech, dropping the F-bomb a couple of times. Poor lad, was funny, but you'll learn from that. And you played a really good game too, Aaron Douglas. Zane Williams, welcome to Centre Bounce. No worries at all. So, Zane, where'd your football journey begin?
I was...
Oh, there, okay, good.
I was born in Piri.
Yep.
And when I was 6, my dad decided to ring a mate of his as a coach, and just got a game there.
Yep. Which club in Piri?
Lions.
Okay, yeah, your Port Piri Lions, yeah.
And then I went from there to moving to Adelaide.
Yep.
And then, everything else is history.
Played a little bit at Mitchell Park?
Yeah, Mitchell Park.
Played a lot bit at Woodville South?
Yeah, very Footy South, and are you telling that?
Yeah.
Yeah, now Eagles. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're now a dual premiership player with the Eagles, having played in the decider against South last year, and this year again. Which grand final was better, do you think?
It's hard to say.
Yep.
Last year I had to work a lot harder into the team.
Yep.
Because I was only new to the program.
You've been first year out there, yeah.
Yeah, it took me 9 rounds to make the team, so that was probably, that was the highlight of that year. But also this year, be able to captain the side to the grand final was pretty good, pretty humbling, and it's exciting. Contributed quite heavily to the team. So.
Just pick up on that. 9 weeks to get into the side. I mean, you and I are very, very close. We make no secret of that fact. We're best mates, and have been for a number of years. It just goes to show for any young fans out there, they're watching and listening to my crap every week. Persistence does pay. If you do the work, right, the rewards come. And this young lad next to me is a classic example of doing the work. He went through some tough times last year, which we talked him through, his mum, his dad, myself, his grandfather. We'll talk more about those people in a minute. But he got there. So if you don't succeed first up, don't give up, keep going, keep having a crack. So mate, was it tough this year as captain in the grand final?
There's a lot more pressure on you, I think. There's a lot more highlight in your name and all that stuff. It's not a big highlight, your name is there. A lot of pressure to perform. So I had a lot bigger role this year than I did last year. That was probably the hardest part.
Yeah, and I suppose instead of worrying about your individual game, you're worrying about 20 other blokes as well.
Yeah, so you have to focus on what other guys are doing, how they're setting up around the ground, and make sure you're yelling, even if you're bugging, you have to yell.
And not only the guys out on the ground, but guys like Hoyley who did his shoulder and collarbone and didn't play. He's a quite a lad and a good footballer as well. I love watching Hoyley play footy. But you also need to make sure you're around those blokes as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we had to support him and for him to know that we're here for him and that we're going out there remembering him. And the little thing we said was, just don't take it for granted because seeing Hoyley, he got taken away from him. So make sure, because one time, you could be here the next year not. So making sure you enjoy every moment.
Good point. You surround yourself with some very close confidants, including myself, I'm happy to say. Tell me about those people, particularly your grandfather, Rod Skews. Terrific man, love talking footy with your granddad, as you know.
Pop, he loves footy. He coached all around Australia and played at Woodville himself.
He played league footy, didn't he?
Played at Adelaide State. And he's quite a quality footballer, but I don't know if he was a little switched on, you know what I mean? He's taught me pretty much everything about footy. I remember I was 3, we were just out there kicking, till I was about 8, when I moved to Adelaide. He had a heart attack and it was 40 degrees. And a week after his heart attack, he was kicking the ball with me. And he was red raw, but he was still doing it just for me. So, And
not to make too fine a point on it, but your grandmother Heather, she was a pretty handy sportsman around too, pretty handy softballer, and little whisper, little birdie that I sat with at the Eagles Canal game early in the year told me she was also handy with the football in her hands too.
Yeah, I had no idea about that. I knew about the softball and all that stuff, but not about the footy.
Yeah, they Finland High in the day would have had a pretty handy girls side with your grandmother and several other notables from very good football families, the Blights, the Evans, those people. And of course, you were later to the Blights as well, So and we're talking about Malcolm's sisters, of course. Okay, so just following on from that, you have a great bond with both your mother and father, and I have to say they're very close friends of mine. Your mum being an assistant coach for me for some years, and hopefully will be again next year. No pressure, Sam. And your dad travels in Peoria every week. How important are they?
They mean everything to me. As you know, they've done pretty much everything they can for me. Take me to games, buy my equipment, and just spare me support. They give good advice and make sure I stay grounded. The worst thing that can happen to their son is to be a big headed.
And your two sisters play a role in that too, don't they?
Yeah,
it was good to see both of them there yesterday, not just one of them.
Yeah, normally it has,
normally it has. Yes, Sienna doesn't come and they come.
They've had the stuff all those years, just coming out of sport and supporting me, so they don't realise that I appreciate it, I don't really say it much, but I do. So.
Now, you mentioned tonight that Mum brought you down and she sat in the car rather than she didn't come in. Is that because Dad still hasn't got the keys out of the boot of your car after locking them in there yesterday?
I don't know how he managed it.
He was checking the oil. The oil, clean, the oil goes in the front, not the back, sunshine.
Oh, seriously?
Yep.
Yeah, no,
I had to get that in, sorry.
Yeah, that's alright,
So, you made your A-grade debut at Woody South as a 16-year-old when I was actually proud to say I was coaching. How did you find that?
It was a good experience.
Yep.
Do
you think that's helped you the last 2 years?
Yeah, it allowed me to get used to the bigger bodies, and you almost had to play smart instead of just following the ball, and you have to think a play ahead.
Yep.
You also have to be aware of what's coming, because when you're versing guys your size, that hit wouldn't hit you as hard as say a 23-year-old man or a 30-year-old man. Yep. So that just taught me to be more aware of my surroundings.
Pretty lucky to have people like Bob Clifford and DJ looking after you the coaching side. Freddie Haynes as the captain, leading from the front, and guys like Smith and Shreve and guys like that around you as well. Ram into another one, just helping you out in your A grade. So that was also pretty helpful, I presume.
Yeah, no, they know the ins and outs of football. Yeah. So it was pretty good to learn more stuff off them too. Remember I got cleaned up one game and they just all got around me and made sure the position felt it, which made me feel more comfortable out there. So they played a massive role in my development in footy.
So this year you played a handful of reserves games. I got to a couple of those, which I was quite happy to be at. How exciting was that?
Yeah, it was another league ahead. It was pretty exciting, but it was another level above, and I think it's just another thing to work on and improve my footy, which is pretty important now, especially if I want to make it to the top level, which I do.
Yep.
Understand people might get left out, and should keep working towards that. So
fantastic. So you're now 18.
Yes.
You're eligible for the draft. Have you nominated?
I've nominated.
Fantastic. So you should.
Hopefully, it's a dream, but as I said, if it doesn't happen. You got the mid-year draft now, and you got everything happening. So of course I'm nominated for until I retire.
Yes.
Play football, train that hard I'm not going to just give up. So I'll give up until I retire. So
And you got yourself a girlfriend who I still haven't met. She was meant to be there yesterday. What's going on there?
She's a bit shy. You'll meet her.
So am I. You know that, I'm shy. It shows it by webcast. This is helping me come out of my shyness. It's the only reason I'm doing it.
You'll meet her eventually.
Oh, good. On your wedding day, I take it, when I'm best man.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll meet her. She retired with her friends, so I'll make sure you meet her.
Yeah, well, she'll be in my program next year at Emily, won't she?
Yeah, sure.
So she's going to have to meet me eventually. Okay, so I mean, you talked about your parents, but what keeps you grounded?
Yeah, it's mainly my parents, especially my family. Just my pop, mum and dad. They've had the major roles in my football. Like, my nan and pa always supported and everything like that, but they really don't have a voice in what I do with football. They're like, just the support that I need, but yeah, and just family. Yeah, just in general, family and friends and coaches that I've had during the years. It's just they've pumped me up, but also told me to stay grounded and focus on what I need to do to improve instead of getting ahead of myself.
And just on that, I mean, with Zane, and okay, we are mates, but coaching the grand final 2 years ago, we got robbed by North Haven. It still, unfortunately, hurts, it burns as a coach, but he got 30 touches in all his grand final, was awarded the best player award for the best on ground in the grand final. When they called out his name, he leaned over to my ear and said, Johnny, I didn't deserve this. And that shows what a quality young man that we're dealing with here. And that's why this lad is going to go places and I will help him to get where he wants to go, because that just showed the character of the person, and that was huge. Okay, so you're year 12 this year. Yep. What's next?
Yeah, hopefully the draft. Well,
yep.
Yeah.
It is cold in here, you are right. Oh, sorry, the AFL draft, sorry.
Yeah, uni.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure what I want to study yet.
Yep.
Something to do with sport, science, or nutrition or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not taking a gap year or anything like that. I'm just getting straight into it and get it over and done with. And then just keep working on footy and hopefully reach a professional level.
It was good to see the other one of the three Stooges, you, me and Mason yesterday. Hello Mason. He's paid me to give him a shout out tonight.
He'll be watching.
He'll be watching, yeah. Had coffee with the two of them Saturday morning, he'll be watching. Alright, finally, and then you go home. This hasn't been too bad, has it?
Hasn't been too bad.
All-time favourite player? I know the answer.
So yeah, Job Selwood.
Yep. Yep.
I like Sam Pavitt, like him.
You do?
Like.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I just like the way he attacks the ball. Like, you can't really hate someone that just gives it all week in, week out, and a headband on every time they get in the field. Yeah, he's just a great leader, and he has great qualities that you can take into life as well, not just in football. Yeah, he even takes time out to see the fans, and even signed a jersey for me for my birthday and wrote a little note, which was probably one of the greatest presents you can have. Yeah, it's just, you see the way he played the other week. He's just a jet.
He's
unreal.
Yeah. What about SANFL? I know the answer to this one too.
Scholars.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Great footballer. And a great lad too.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I just liked his strengths and just like the way he played, because he's just strong and just great skills. So yeah, I was lucky enough to play a couple of games with him when I played reserves.
Yep.
So that was pretty much a dream come true. And yeah, even like Sam Lowe in trainings and stuff, you get a little jittery and a bit nervous, because such a quality football player that you just looked up to and said hello and trained with him. So,
yep. Fantastic. All right, that's it. So we'll take a break. Zane Williams, thank you for joining us on Set About. We'll be back to talk Adelaide Footy League. Back shortly.
The Glenelg faithful have put up with a fair bit the past few years. Glenelg have made finals in 8 years, I think now. The boys have a lot of belief in the direction we're going. I think 2019 holds a big year for us.
2018 was clearly disappointing to miss the finals for only the second time in the last 20 years. We're a proud football club and we want to do better.
We're really keen and excited to try and win a premiership. That's why we exist, to win a premiership. Of course, the South Adelaide Footy Club hasn't done that since 1964. We are super excited to be the group that actually changes that this year.
We want to achieve something this year as a whole, and we've set ourselves up over the summer to be able to achieve that.
We take a lot of confidence going in towards 2019. We won 13 or 14 in a row and we were probably the best team all year. Hopefully we can go back to that sort of footy in 2019 and we'll be hard to beat again, I think.
I don't think anyone here were happy with the way the year ended, and the boys are all ready and are ready to put pre-season behind us and start playing.
2018 was a bit disappointing because we were aiming to get into finals and fell short. There's a big hunger to win the flag like we did in 2015. Hopefully we can have that success again.
Any year you don't win the premiership's disappointing. Our goal every year is to go all the way, so if you don't do that, obviously it's a failure. So we're looking forward to 2019.
As a football club, we don't want to be winning one game in a season when we've got such a rich history of winning grand finals. So to get back to the finals and then to win it, that's just what should come with hard work.
The Roosters out of 2018, stars of the SANFL competition.
We're probably more the hunted now, but I know that our team will still be hunting and striving for that second flag.
Really excited for the year ahead.
We're setting our sights on a big 2019.
We're always ready.
It's a pretty special comp.
We're fit, we're strong, we're ready to win.
The team's really looking forward to 2019.
The Magpies are definitely ready for 2019.
The Eagles are ready for 2019, don't worry.
We're overweighting, let's get started and let's start playing.
Hope you enjoyed the chat with Zane Williams. Welcome back to 722, our major sponsor. Thank our sponsors, 722, Bella Vita Pizzeria. Sam's in Italy at the moment. Randy's about to go to Canada. He'll be looking at my son Jeffrey. And also Hayden and Spine Care Chiropractic. To the Adelaide Footy League, well, the Div 1 prelim finals across the bottom of the screen and the Div 2 to 6 grand finals. There's a lot to discuss. First off, on a serious and very, very sad note, Senator Bounce's thoughts and prayers go out to the Broadview Football Club and the De Leonardis family, I hope I pronounced that correctly, on the passing of Sam. Sam died of natural causes in the wee hours of Friday the 13th. He was only 25 years old, bloody way too young. He played league footy with North Adelaide, was also a product of Broadview's junior program, and he was back at Broadview playing A-grade footy. In their A2, they're A2 at the moment. So my prayers and thoughts to Broadview, the De Leonardis family, and from Darren Andrews and Matt Lynch as well. So Division 1, Payman got over rocks in a high scoring affair. 33 goals kicked in that one, that's fantastic. And the grand final will be a salivating proposition for the Amateur League, the Adelaide Football League. Two best sides playing off, PAC v Payman, Blackwell v Macintosh. I'll pick PAC, they've been top most of the year. They're fantastic. In the reserves, St Peters will take on my beloved Henley. I've got to go Henley with the heart. I think St Peters might be too good, but Henley. Division 2, Atherton broke a more than 20-year drought and returned Division 1 as the premiers. They held only goals in the last quarter. This was an upset, although that being said, the semi-final, only 4 points separated these two sides at the end, with Unley getting up. So well done to Jay Shetty and Atherton and Kane Stewart and Unley. Unley won the Division 2 reserves, so congratulations there. Division 3, Galanga were too strong for Old Iggy's, making it 3 in a row, so that's three-peat for Galanga. They now go to Division 2, as did Old Iggy's. Flinders Park won back-to-back, Division 3 reserves, that was back-to-back. Got a few friends in that one, so congratulations there. In Division 4, CBC under Carl Harris, as predicted, made it back-to-back flags. Never really troubled by Edwardstown, but Edwardstown also go up to Division 3 next year. Well done. Congratulations to Mitcham, who won the Div 4 reserves grand final. In Division 5, Amateur League. In Division 5, Hope Valley kicked 10-goal-1 in a grand final for 10-goal-1. Amazing kicking. Poor old Poltony kicked 8-goal-12 at the other end of the spectrum. But congratulations, Hope Valley, again, breaking the Demons break an over 20-year drought, and they now head up to Division 5 and looking for Division 4, as do Poltony, where they'll meet nemesis Woody South again. Salisbury won the Division 5 reserves, so congratulations there to Salisbury winning that one. In Division 6, and all reports, John Kernahan, the CEO of Amateur League, was out at Elizabeth and Salisbury watching games. Well done, John. Good to see you visible at the lower grades, it's fantastic. And I'm not being facetious, that's excellent. West Croydon won a thriller by 3 points, Fitzroy won a thriller by 3 points over West Croydon. Well done. In the reserves, Hectorville far too strong for Para Hills. So to the C grade, C1. Adelaide Uni got over Goody Saints by a goal, and they now face St Peters. So St Peters are in the Div 1 reserves and the C1 grand finals. Good luck there. In the C2 grand final, only on winning the grand final, so they won the C2 the 18 reserves and the C2, just missing out on Division 2. C3, Flinders Park went back to back, so again Flinders Park winning Division 3 reserves and C3. C4, good mate of mine, Jeff Clark, the Shark Man. Well done, Sharky, and my Woody mates from Woody South on winning the flag. It was their first C-grade premiership in over 20 years, and Pete Johnson, ex-Geelong supporter, he'll be following Geelong on Sunday, all your hard work was observed. First C-grade premiership over 20 years, as I said. In C5, Hope Valley made it back-to-back by defeating Polney, so Hope Valley got the C5 in the Division 5, well done. And in C6, Adelaide Lutheran is congratulated on winning the C6 grand final, well done there as well. We'll go to a break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up. Back shortly from 7:22, our main sponsor.
Dr. Hayden Bell, thank you very much for allowing us to join you once again this month. This week, we're going to be talking about injury prevention for players.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, alright, so, you far away.
Okay. What are the best ways to prevent injuries?
Well, there's a number, but I think that the one way that most people think about when you talk about preventing injuries, you've got to warm up. Okay, so you can't just get out of the car and just run onto the field and go 100 miles an hour. You've got to warm up and get your body warm and get the blood flowing and the muscles moving. So probably the best way I think the research is showing these days to warm up and therefore prevent injuries is to do what's called a dynamic or a functional warm-up. Okay, really what that means is basically doing the activity that you're going to do, but doing it at a much less pace to start with. So an example would be if you're going to, obviously an Aussie rules, you're going to run around, so you'll probably go for a 25% jog, and then you build up to 50%, and then 75%, and then that's when you maybe do a couple of sprints. Same thing, if the ball was on the ground, I'm sure you're going to pick it up a couple of times during the game. You'd run along, pick the ball up, throw it back down, run along, pick the ball up, do some light kicking before you did some big kicking. So maybe just do some light, very easy kicking, short, then go longer and go further and further. So you're building your body up to doing the activity that you're going to do out in the field. You're just doing it at a really progressed pace, so you're warming up dynamically, they call it. Okay, so that's probably easily the first one. The second one would be what we call being fit for footy or fit for work is another topic I talk to people about, even just being fit to go to work to prevent injuries, because if your body's not fit, it's going to be more susceptible to injury, okay, which makes sense, right? If your muscles and your ligaments and your body's fitter and your muscles are stronger and are holding things better, they're going to less likely break down. It's the same thing if you're going into you're doing some work or some manual work and if you're unfit and you start lifting and bending and you're not warmed up, you're more likely to break down. So that's probably the second one. There's a couple other little ones that I think people often don't think about. One is to prevent injuries. One is diet and nutrition. Having the right fuel in your body. If you're potentially deficient in certain things, or your diet's not as good as it could be, that's going to lead to imbalances maybe within the system, and then also therefore put more pressure on the muscular system perhaps, or other systems that therefore might lead to injuries. And probably the other one is probably having the most appropriate equipment or supports. Okay, so an example might be, for again we'll use football as an example. You may want to, if your shoulder might be a bit loose or something, you may want to strap it, right? Same thing with your ankle. If there's some instability or looseness there, you may want to strap it. So to provide, or use an ankle strap or a knee strap, or use some supports that therefore give your body a bit more cushioning and support, so that when those extra forces or pressure come on those areas, they're less likely to break down. So yeah, there's a stack of things that can be done to help prevent injuries, but they're the main ones that I would work through to minimise the chance of getting injured out there on the field.
Okay, excellent. Can what you do being a chiropractor help prevent injuries?
Well, good question, isn't it? What we do, can that even help prevent injuries? Yeah, absolutely it can. Again, coming back to Aussie rules football specifically, there was a study done, it was about 10 years ago now, I believe, sort of mid-2000s, where in Victoria they took 2 VFL Aussie rules teams. They took them off to the chiropractor pre-season and then did their chiropractic work and assessed them and worked on them accordingly, and saw them during the season as needed for the individual players, and then they compared those 2 teams to the rest of the league to see if there was a difference in the injuries from those 2 teams that sought chiropractic care during the year versus the teams that didn't, and there was quite a large difference. At the end of those seasons for those 2 teams, the chance of those players having a hamstring or lower limb muscle strain was about 4%. So 4% of the players had those types of injuries. In the other teams, it was, I believe, 14% for hamstring injuries, so 14% chance, and a 22% chance, I think it was, for lower limb muscle strain. So there was a really big difference between the 2 teams that were under chiropractic care and the chance of them having injuries, and the teams that weren't. Funnily enough too, the other couple of things that came out of that was that the teams under chiropractic care had less chance of what's called non-contact knee injuries. So, the knee injuries that would happen just from running along and twisting perhaps. So it looks like it had some benefit for some of those injuries that you wouldn't consider preventable. Maybe just bad luck, twisted my knee in a divot or something. But it looked like it had an impact on some of those injuries as well. So yeah, absolutely. And even in relation to Aussie rules, there's a good study that shows that chiropractic care, even though it's a couple of teams, it was only a small study, and if we could do a larger one, it would be fantastic. That leads us to believe that what we're doing has a real impact on preventing injuries out there on the field. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I have heard that stretching was a good way to help prevent injuries. Is that true?
Well, the new research says no, actually. I mean, right. I was the same. Growing up playing footy, you always stretched, didn't you? It was the first thing, and you did. All right, we've got to stretch it up. All the boys got to stretch it up. And that was even still recent. You would even find that very common today. You would find a lot of, if you went around to local footy, you would find a lot of stretching going on pre-game. Okay, and we know now, and this is probably only the last handful of years, or last few years particularly, that we know now that stretching, static stretching, so just standing and stretching a hamstring, will actually not prevent injury. And in fact, contrary, it may even have an influence on increasing injuries. In essence, really, the muscle, when it's stretched, okay, is, and by the way, stretching is good if you wanted to improve your flexibility. So what we're talking about here is before a game, okay, trying to prevent injuries before a game. So static stretching in that context has been shown to even slightly weaken the muscle, and so that if you're doing a lot of that static, and that can last up to 30 minutes, I believe, it can actually weaken the muscle. So if you're doing a lot of static stretching before you're going to go out and run around, you may actually be weakening the muscular system, and hence, therefore, perhaps even increasing injuries at that point. So coming back to what we talked about at that first question, the functional warm-up, the dynamic warm-up, is by far the best way pre-game or pre-exercise to warm up to prevent it. If you want to stretch, stretching's good. It increases flexibility and is utilised by many sports people around the world for many different sports, just not as a warm-up for the game. You do that midweek. You do a Pilates or a yoga session or a stretching session to make sure your muscles are nice and flexible and loose. And that, I guess, overall could help prevent injuries. But as a warm-up to a game, you're probably going backwards as opposed to forwards by doing that. Yeah.
Right. Well, once again, we really appreciate you taking us through those questions, and So thank you very much, and we look forward to catching up with you next month.
Yes, very happy always, Darren, to chat, and look forward to chatting to everyone and having a yarn and hopefully updating everyone on something health and chiropractic next month.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Spine Care Chiropractic. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to show you exactly what we do here at Spine Care. Our mission to provide the best possible spine and nervous system assessment and care that we can.
At Spine Care, we see and care for people from all ages and walks of life. Our clients include young to middle-aged adults, newborn babies, toddlers, school-aged children, even grandparents and great-grandparents. Age is no barrier to improving your spinal health. And at Spine Care Chiropractic, we can help you discover a better, healthier you.
People come to Spine Care Chiropractic for many different reasons. Some seek relief from aches or pains, such as neck pain and headaches, lower back pain and sciatica, disc injuries. Others are looking for improved health, including greater flexibility, more energy, improved posture, or simply a better standard of health and well-being. Whatever your reason, be assured that Spine Care Chiropractors are here to help you achieve your individual health goal.
Our Spine Care practices provide the highest level of professional and friendly care and use the latest technology and equipment. Our modern clinics are child-friendly and are staffed by people who care about you and your family's health. Your journey towards better health starts with your very first visit. Your initial consultation is our chance to find out the best possible way that we can help you. Your thorough initial examination may include your health history along with orthopaedic, neurological, postural and range of motion examination, as well as paraspinal nerve scan and x-ray for analysis. Your examination, scan and x-ray will allow us to know what's happening with your spine and nervous system. We will explain what these results mean for you and structure your chiropractic care so that you can start your journey towards feeling and functioning better.
To find out how we can help you, call your local Spine Care practice to make a time for your initial consultation and examination. We offer early morning and evening appointments for your convenience, and our friendly chiropractic assistants are here to help answer any questions you may have.
Fantastic. As you are aware, I'm happy to announce I've been appointed the Open Age, or the Open Women's Football Coach at Henley Footy Club, where I'm a life member. Our meeting coach night will be on Friday the 18th of October at the club from 6:30. Looking forward to seeing people there. We want to have a kick and a catch in women's footy next year. Please get in touch with me, get in touch with Daniel Robrin, go to our Facebook page or the Henley Sharks page. We're always looking for players, we'll be open, we want to get a couple of sides up, we're looking for sponsors, and as I said, contact Danielle. Danielle's actually away this week. Give her a contact on 0417 341271 or myself on 0499 588 370. Email girls@henleysharksjuniors.com.au or janiel6@adam.com.au. Even visit the Henley Football Club website, Henley Sharks Football Club. Woodville South have appointed Chris Clacken as their coach and are launching their bid for a women's side. You can get a hold of Peter Johnson, their footy director, peter@adfelt.com.au. His phone number's on the Amateur League website under the auspices of the Woodville South Footy Club and the clubs. Also, congratulations to a very, very good mate of mine, Fabian Muller. Fabian's a great football person, been at Kenilworth, been at Unley. He's last few years been involved with Sturt's under 18s. He's now taken on the role of Goodwood Saints Women's Coordinator for 2020. It's a great appointment for the Goodwood Saints Football Club and a smart appointment. He's a great football person, as I said, great coach, great knowledge. We'll have the girls have a bit of fun, and Goodwood Saints under Fabian will be on the right path with their women's footy. Okay, so the silliest of the silliest. First question, I don't understand why the umpires don't have a song. Could we play before a game as they come out of the ground before the two scenes run out? and it could also be played in the event of a draw. Let's see if we can get the umpires to have their own song. They deserve it. I think it was Friday night. One player obviously wound up during the kitchen during the game. I don't think the coach wasn't too happy, but I was informed by a commentator that he'd overcooked it. I just wondered what he was eating. Alright, I mean, leather would be a bit tough, wouldn't it? I said earlier, and I'll say it again, John Kernahan in the Adelaide Football League need to be congratulated. A few reasons. As I said, John went to see the did 5 to 6 grand finals out the northern suburbs on Saturday, but also the Port Magpies needed Albert in the training Saturday morning after beating the Log last Sunday week in the SANFL. That ground was all set to host the Div 4 finals, Div 4, Div 4 reserves and C grade. That obviously went off to Kenilworth. A lesser organisation would have panicked with 3 finals and 15 grand finals to drive into one weekend. But they got it done, all moved out to Kenilworth. Johnny Schultz and Whitbray and Kenilworth need to be congratulated as well. And everything just kept moving forward. And in the volunteers at the West Croydon Football Club, who instead of going out to Elizabeth to watch what was a cracking game of A-grade footy, West Croydon v Fitzroy, with a 3-point result for Fitzroy, chose to still man the barbecue at Theban for the A2 finals, thus getting much needed funds for the West Croydon Footy Club. All amateur league footy or Adelaide Footy League footy clubs need funds. It speaks a lot about the volunteers and their loyalty and dedication to West Croydon. So I tip my lid to you people as well. Alright. Again, anyone who criticises the Crows in Port in the SANFL need to have a think. The standard was exceptionally high on Saturday, and there was 27 goals kicked in that game. Compare it to the Waffle Prelim final that was played in similar conditions, which the conditions were fantastic for footy. Final score was 9-9-4-9. At one stage it was 5-5-3-8. 5-5-3-8. And it was near perfect conditions, as I said. So, my point is very, very simple, and I say this time and time again. We need a 10 team, not 18 SANFL to keep it healthy. Alright? And keep getting the crowds to Adelaide and Port games. With Adelaide not having a home ground, it gives much needed revenue to the SANFL clubs through bar, through canteen, through gate. And just on that, Sam Lonergan has left the SANFL Eagles for a development role in Richmond after 12 months. A lot of people would have been critical of this. I'm not. To his credit, he was at Adelaide Oval on Sunday, up to his eyeballs and assisting Chesty Reid with the under-18s and Vinny Regolo with the reserves. He even spoke to young Zane, who we interviewed earlier tonight after the game, about his game in the under-18 grand final, and he'll be there with the reserves again this week. That's all class. And I'll make the point, if he was working in private enterprise, not for a football club, and worked for someone for 12 months, and an opportunity came up to better himself, or for advancement, or to go to another company as a higher position, he'd take that and no one would bat an eyelid. So well done, Sam. And my mail is you've handled this so professionally, it's ridiculous. And whoever gets the Eagles job, Sam set it up pretty well for you, by the way. Don't forget our 722 competition, details are on the screen. All you need to do is come in, take a photo of yourself here at 722, having a meal, upload it to our Facebook page, upload it to their Facebook page, and we will draw a winner on our last show, which is in 2 weeks. So we've got 2 more, so next week will be our penultimate, that's second last Mason Clutton show for the year. Alright, they do have specials here every day, and I'm about to go and have a snitty. A snitty on a Monday night, can't get any better than that, in my Glenelg gear at the Eagles Club. Confused? Not as much as I am. Okay, so again, we thank our sponsors, 722, Sam and Raddick at Bellavita Pizzeria. Took my mum to Bellavita Friday night, as I said, she had a ball. Alright, hit me across the head with a walking frame, but that's okay. And spine care, not really, spine care chiropractic. And remember, it's nice to be important. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. So on behalf of Darren Andrews, my executive producer, Matthew Lynch, the retiring Matthew Lynch, who's got a full-time job, and we won't have Matthew with us next year. Yeah, I'll pretend to be upset. No, he's got a full-time job that came up, going off to study. Good luck to you, mate. But 2 more shows to go, and we will see you next week. Thanks for watching Centre Bounce. Bye for now.